everyone, and welcome to a little Q&A and a get to know me. So for this video I went onto my Instagram and asked you guys what questions you wanted to ask me about myself, about my life, and mainly about Disney. So I'm going to go through those with you now. I've got them all written down on my iPad. So let's start with number one. Starting off very easy with number one is my name and my age and my star sign. So my name is Bethany. It's in my Instagram and YouTube name. I am currently 24 years old. I'll be 25 at the end of this year in December, and I'm a Sagittarius. So question number two is, what do you do for work? So I work for a local cinema in my area. I'm currently furloughed as we are in the middle of a pandemic at the moment, but I absolutely love my job. Love watching movies, even better that I get them for free. And I love just seeing people every day, talking to people, talking about movies. It's great. I love my job. Okay, question number three is, what did you study? So I went to an arts university and I did a graphic and media design degree. About 2 or 3 years ago I graduated. Obviously it doesn't relate to my job at all in any way, but while I've been furloughed I have actually been using a lot of the skills I used during that course to help out some small businesses with some design, some branding, some logos. It's been really fun to use my degree at long last. Question number four is, how did you and Alex meet? So Alex actually works at the same cinema that I do, and that's how we met, through working together. We both still work there now as well, and yeah, it's really nice to work with him. Number five is my favourite TV show to binge watch. So, I mean, all my friends know this, I absolutely love Friends. I cannot get enough of it. I finish it, all 10 seasons, and I automatically just start it again because I love it so much. My mum bought me the box set 5 years ago maybe, and it's such an effort having to take out the one disc. There's 4 discs per season, having to take one out, put the next one in, and then Netflix very kindly graced us with it on their platform. So I think on Netflix I probably watched it through about 7 times. God knows how many times I've watched my box set on DVDs, and God knows how many times I've watched reruns just on like the TV channels. So that's my favourite show. There's lots of other ones as well, but Friends is definitely number one. Number 6 is my favourite thing about being on Instagram and YouTube now. So I really love, especially now I'm furloughed, having a creative output. It's just keeping me busy. I'm editing photos and it's just giving me something to do during this lockdown. And also I've made some of the best friends through these platforms, which I hope I will have for life. And so yeah, that's why I love it so much. Number 7 is my favourite pair of ears. Now I don't have many compared to some people. I think I have about 11 or 12, but I love all of them dearly. My favourites, I couldn't choose between 2. So I have my very first pair of ears, which are the original rose gold ones from Walt Disney World. And my friend actually brought these back from Florida before I even went myself. So I'm so glad I had the original ones because I think they're so much prettier than the new ones. So number 1 favourite, and my other favourite pair, because Sleeping Beauty is my my favourite movie, my favourite princess. Love her aesthetic. These Hannah Marie Magic Sleeping Beauty ears. I love, you got the half pink, the half gold, and the little tiara on top. So those 2 are my favourite pairs. Number 8 is, what do you love most about the parks? And for me, I think it's just the feeling you have when you're in a Disney park. You can't explain it, you can't recreate it in any way. You're just in your own little Disney bubble with everyone else who's having such a good time. You don't need to worry about work, worry about anything else in the world, and you're just having the best time of your life. I think that's what I love most about going to a Disney park. Number 9 is, rank the parks. I'm going to go from least favourite to favourite, I think. So this is really hard because all the parks are so different and good for different reasons. So number 4, my best friend Liam is going to hate me for this, but number 4 is going to be Epcot for me, just because I don't think we experienced it enough last time. We didn't do the Frozen ride, we didn't drink much around the world, so yeah, we're definitely going to up our game next time for Epcot. Number 3 is going to be Animal Kingdom. As much as I love it, and Pandora at Night and all the rides, Everest is so good, but that's going to be number 3. Number 2, Hollywood Studios. Me and Alex loved Hollywood Studios, especially with the additions of Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land. We think the rides there are great, the atmosphere is amazing, so that's number 2. And then number 1, Magic Kingdom, just because it's just such a beautiful park, and it's Magic Kingdom. It has to be my favourite, it has to be. 10 is my favourite park snack. So we ate quite a lot when we went, not gonna lie, so it's hard to choose a favourite, but honestly, in the Florida heat, a Dole Whip, especially a Dole Whip float, is such a great snack to have. And they have loads of different flavours. I think my favourite I had was the Peter Pan float, which was lime and lemonade in the bottom. But the original one is so good as well. I remember one of my favourite memories was we were waiting for Happily Ever After. We got a good spot and I went off to get some Dole Whips. By the time I came back, obviously they were melted. But they're just so refreshing, and yeah, love a Dole Whip. So number 11 and 12 are quite similar, but number 11 is what is my favourite attraction overall. Now, for me personally, it would be Flight of Passage. I know it's hyped up so much, but it is actually that great. Like, it is amazing. So immersive. I would wait hours for that ride. Me and Alex as a joint together ride, our favourite would be Toy Story Mania. We bloody love that ride, and we're both so competitive. I won every time, of course, but that would be our favourite one joint. So now number 12 is my favourite ride in each park. So we'll start off with Magic Kingdom, and I think I'm going to say Big Thunder Mountain. It's just such a great ride, and I do love a bit of a thrill. So Big Thunder Mountain for Magic Kingdom. For Hollywood Studios, I've already said Toy Story Mania, so I would say Slinky Dog? No, Tower of Terror. I really enjoyed Tower of Terror as much as Alex didn't, and he has told me he will never do it with me again. Tower of Terror is my favourite. The adrenaline is great. Animal Kingdom. So I've already said Flight of Passage. So my next favourite would be Expedition Everest. Again, love a roller coaster. I think it has so many great aspects to it. Love that. And then in Epcot, if I'd done Frozen would probably be my favourite, because Frozen is one of my favourite films. But we didn't get a chance to because it broke down while we were in the queue. So I would have to say Test Track. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Test Track over Soarin'. Sorry, Soarin'. But Test Track, again, I love fast rides. I love all the bits before you get out into the Speedway bit, and yeah, love it. So number 13 is my Disney Starbucks order. Now, I'm very plain when it comes to drinks. I don't like coffee and I don't like tea. So I went for a strawberry acai every time we use one of our snacks in Starbucks, and I think we got a Starbucks almost every day of our trip. Alex, on the other hand, he loves coffee, he loves all the different flavours you can get, and I think he had something different every day we were there. But no, for me, strawberry acai, very refreshing. I love eating all the strawberries and the bits at the bottom afterwards. Number 14 is what I want to buy on my next Disney trip. I mean, if I could, I would bring back Loungefly bags, I would bring back ears, I would bring back all the merch. But one thing I do really want more of are Spirit jerseys. So living in the UK, it's quite cold most of the time. I live in jumpers, and the Spirit jerseys are so good. I only have the one, I have the tie-dye rose gold one. I wish I'd bought more because I wear that one every week almost. So definitely gonna buy a couple more of those on our next trip. So number 15 is my top 5 Disney must-do. So I've got them written down because I can't remember all that. So number one I've got is to do all the parks at night as well as in the day, because they are a totally different experience at night time than they are in the day. Especially Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, they both like transform at night time, especially Pandora in Animal Kingdom. So yeah, go experience them all at night time. That's number one. Number two I've got is just sit down on the hub grass outside in front of the castle with a drink, just sit, chill, take in the world, take in everyone around you, do a bit of people watching. So relaxing and lets you just chill for a minute and take it all in. Number three, Happily Ever After. You have to do Happily Ever After when you go to Disney. Sadly at the moment I know it's not on. I hope they bring it back before my trip in December, but definitely a must do for me. Number four, now we didn't do this last time and I really wish we did, is get a popcorn refillable bucket. Yeah, I think it's like $10 for the bucket, you buy it, and then it's only $2 to refill it every time you want to refill just with popcorn. And I think it's such a great money saver, such a great little hack. And I would just eat popcorn all day, every day. I love popcorn. So that's number four. And then number five, I've got take photos. I wish I'd taken more photos my last Disney trip, and I wish I hadn't have been as shy or as scared to take pictures in front of people, what people might think of me for posing for all these different photos. Don't worry about them. You're never going to meet them again in your life. Do what you want to do and you'll have the memories forever. Do it. Number 16 is how many times have I been to Florida and which resorts have I stayed in? So sadly I have only been to Florida one time, and me and Alex stayed in All Star Sports. It was the cheapest option. If money were no option, I would be going every year and staying in all the resorts, but no, only one time at the moment. Number 17 is which parks have you not visited? So apart from all of the Walt Disney World parks, I've sadly not been to any other Disney park, and I wish, if money were no option, I would go to all of them. So no, only Walt Disney World at the moment, but the rest are on the list. And then following on from that, number 18 is would you go to Hong Kong or Tokyo Disneyland? And again, if money were no option, yes, 100%, I would love to go to all the parks. At the moment, they're probably lower down on the list just because they're further away, probably more expensive to get to. Disneyland Paris will be next on my list, seeing as it's so close. And then I'd really love to go to Disneyland California, seeing as it is the original park. But yeah, if I could go to all of them, I would. Number 19 is if I were to have any Disney song at my wedding, what would I have? Happily Ever After. It's got to be. It's my favourite nighttime show. I think I listen to the song every time I have a shower, every time I'm in the car, every time I put music on. That song is number one on the list. Just makes me so emotional, makes me happy, makes me sad a little bit sometimes thinking about Florida. But no, definitely that song at my wedding. It would be just so special to have that there. And last but not least is my most treasured Disney movie moment. So my favourite movie, especially as a child growing up, was Sleeping Beauty, and she is my favourite princess. And I think my favourite movie moment is at the end of Sleeping Beauty when she's dancing and her dress is changing from pink to blue and she's dancing in the clouds with her prince. And I think that's just I don't know why, it is just my most favourite Disney movie moment. So there we go, that's the end of my little Q&A I've done for you guys. Sorry if I talk too much, I do tend to ramble on for a bit. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'd be so grateful if you would subscribe to my channel, and you can go follow me over on my Instagram at @BibbidyBethanyBoo. The name should be in the bottom corner. And hopefully see you for the next video. Bye guys.